Yeah, he's a volunteer, clearly complete volunteer, but
And
yes,
this is for getting certification, and what's the technical name?
CERT,
CERT,
C-E-R-T, Community Emergency Response Team.
Awesome, we need to do that, yes, totally, yes.
Now, who needs this? Would you like it, Regina, sent your email?
That's what CERT means, is Community Emergency Response.
It is the, basically for 9/11, George Bush decided that our entire country had no slightest clue what to do in an emergency. And so with the idea,
That's probably still going.
well, the idea too of shelter in place, you hear it on the radio and that means, well, you get out of your car, but you should be at home because the air transfer within vehicles and that kind of stuff, but the air transfer, if there's a chemical spill, then your car transfers air, I think 10 or 11 times, where your house would transfer 1 to 2 times.
Interesting.
So till it soaks in through the bricks and soaks in through the windows and it soaks in through the sheetrock and insulation, then if you've got your walls, if you cut out your plastic, get your plastic ready to go, and that way, if they call and have you shelter in place, the cloud of gas can go over. You can be sheltered in your house and safe instead of trying to race it to the
Right.
border because you're not going to make it.
Right,
We
right.
know from Rita that traffic becomes,
Oh, yeah.
But it's basically how to respond in emergencies.
yes.
Like,
People get jammed up on the freeways and highways.
Right, and so you know that the gas is coming, and so then all of a
The
sudden.
gas from who, what, or where, what gas?
Well, if
Well, we
there's,
had a chlorine spill we lived in Houston,
yeah,
and a chlorine truck was delivering chlorine gas, okay, in a semi. It went over the railing on one of the high-five, like the high-five, busted open, and they had to evacuate a good chunk of it.
and then what couldn't be
And a lot of
evacuated
people died,
was
and,
supposed to be
how do you
a
handle it?
shelter
What do
in
you do?
place.
Audio nice on that?
'Cause if
Yeah.
Coming through.
Not that long
Yeah,
ago.
there was Eve sending me something.
This is 35
That's
years
mine.
ago.
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
Oh, so you're back.
Is that what it says when you?
Meetings, meetings,
CERT, community
community.
what
That's
the
what I'm
heck?
telling you, yeah.
emergency.
Oh, you were telling me to do it, is that what you said?
No, I was saying, it's helpful when you're driving. It talks to me. My granddaughter set it up, so when text messages come in, she set it up. I didn't even do this, okay? I don't know how to necessarily undo it.
What was that?
Praise.
That was a text, okay, that was a text from Eve, because I asked her to take notes, because Dorothy was mentioning she has taken one of those certain classes.
Oh.
And I've been interested in it, but I had heard that they were, you kind of find out when they're scheduled. She told us the information that there's this man with the Dallas Fire Department, and he'll give those certain classes. And it's really gonna be handy, John, it's really gonna be handy to have that certification should the streets get blocked or something. A lot of these people that have.
Yes.
Okay,
I've
okay.
heard that.
Anyway, so that's really good. We're gonna follow that up and
Cool.
we'll talk about that.
Yeah, because I can get you his number. I've got it.
Awesome, yeah. Would you maybe consider talking to the city council sometime about fluoride and the dangers of hydrochloric acid?
There is no reason to have it, period, end of
Right.
story. Because it's kind of like adding arsenic, because your arsenic level isn't what, say, maybe Oklahoma
Houston
City is. Yeah, right. Just because you can get it higher, you can add arsenic too. There's all sorts of stuff you can add to the water, just to tweak it a little bit. I mean, that might be poking them in the eye just a little bit.
No,
That's
no.
one way the terrorists could really do us in is through our water supplies in our major cities with some kind of biological warfare, chemical warfare. All they have to do is contaminate the water systems simultaneously with some kind of event, biochemical or Ebola or
Well, I'm not,
chemical.
well, but wait a minute, with the fluoride, if we're already having it delivered in tanker trucks, what's to say what's in it? If they don't even have to send around an MSD.
So what I would like is between now and
And then we put it in
would
the
you ever
barn.
have cert. What I like is if someone has a privilege, you say, I've taken this cert training, and they have told us this about this.
Yeah.
So it's not just giving facts about the sign. You're talking about it with the passion of what they taught you, you run from this, blah, 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 you know? That would be great.
Because
So
see,
we'll talk.
if it's spilled, and I'm not supposed to be anywhere close to it, why are you spilling it in my water?
Exactly. That's true. That's awesome. That would be a good connection and a good way to
Yeah.
bring that up. So, that's awesome. So the fluoride issue, we kind of touched on what we did on Wednesday, and so now next Wednesday, there's gonna be a speaker, and then every day. The deal of it is they have to decide if they're gonna be purchasing more hydrofluorosilicic acid, because it comes up every 3 years. And prior to now, their big thing during this time of year was, where do we get the best price? That's all. That's all they looked into. But we're bringing to their attention more than that. So on Saturday, I was on a teleconference call that is going worldwide, kind of, sort of, with Dr. Marcola. Dr. Marcola, I don't know if you guys know who he is, and several people, it was about 10 of us. And they were basically trying to announce the fact that September 5th in Washington, D.C., there is going to be a conference, and it's their 5th conference, worldwide conference. The girl from Ireland, what's her name? Fluoride girl?
That's all I know her as.
Fluoride girl, right? She's worldwide known, she's coming, and there's going to be many doctors there talking about lots of stuff, the effects on the body, there's going to be dentists talking about it. It's really, really good. It's $70 for the conference, but of course you got to pay to get there and you got to pay for the hotel. But I'm going to go, and a friend of mine's going to go. So, we also have another project that we're going to be doing the few days prior to that. I'm going to be helping them with something, which hopefully we come up with some really good stuff, and y'all will hear about it on
I
Monday.
just want to let you know something about the city council. No matter how much they smile at you,
Yes.
no matter what they tell you, or you sure about, they just put it in my face last when you left, I went back to the room, and a committee member that she's saying 12, and she
Cedric Grayson,
Grayson,
she's
yeah.
very much against us
Huh?
stopping. She's very much against us stopping
Don't
fluoride.
worry, this Wednesday I will track her completely.
But that's about
You
Uber,
want
right?
me to be?
Don't worry, but it's about her too.
Okay.
But what I want to tell you, they all, with one piece, they went with her. When she delivered, it was the biggest lie that she told. They danced around this subject for 3 years, they haven't done it. Then they say they went outside and they hired some experts to arrive at that decision. But the voice of the management of Uber being represented and shadowed through the whole city council, they got a free representation, and they lie, and they lie, and they lie.
What this has to do with, it's another topic that the city council is dealing with. It has to do with the limousine service and different taxi type services in Dallas. It's called, I call it Uber. Is it U-B-E-R?
Yeah, you'd be,
Uber or Uber? Well, anyways,
Alex Jones was promoting it today.
Alex Jones was promoting, see? Alex Jones was promoting it.
asshole.
Oops.
Did John already leave?
He had to leave, yes.
Do you know if this is a DVD or a CD?
It's a DVD. He does all DVDs.
I put it in the DVD player.
Yeah, he does DVDs, yes.
He
So,
said he would be back later.
He thought he'd be back. He has to make a delivery.
I'm sorry, when is the vote on buying the hydrofluorosilicic acid?
Okay,
January.
well, it can be any time prior to them too. I mean, they have to, the contract has to be decided by January 2015. So, anytime before then. I think in other years it was like before December, before the Christmas break, like late November. So, I mean, in the past, all they had to do is come up with, this is the best price because there's this one, we're taking this one. So, but what's going to happen in the month of August, I don't have dates and places yet, but there will be town hall meetings. Now, this is where our people, just like you, I know you're going to be talking, it's the same kind of concept. We really do have a lot of people that say they don't believe in fluoride, you know. All of our people would say how bad it I don't know, they sure get a lot of people out there, A lot of times it's frustrating that I don't see necessarily our good fighters actually come together and show up, So, I'm gonna get the dates, and I'm really gonna hope you guys will get together and come, okay? And I'm not talking, the thing of it is I'm always talking to the same people. I'm not really pointing at you guys, I'm pointing at the ones that, don't show up to those things, and don't come here either. One time, okay, so that's gonna be in the month of August, and maybe early September, okay? That's when these town halls are gonna be. Again, I've been asking every day, do you have dates and places yet? Not yet, so I'll let you guys know. But in, what's the date for our TUG?
10th. 11th?
The 10th. I think it's the 10th.
Okay.
Yeah, it is, because September 11th is the next
Oh,
one.
right.
There's a movie premiere screening that I'm trying something new, TUG, and you might want to use this